We've had over 75 RCPs, so people are going to continue to trickle in. And we are really, really excited to spotlight these companies tonight. And we're, of course, extremely grateful to our presenting partner, Dell, for this evening's event. At the Canon, we recently launched a virtual and online membership that's available to anyone, anywhere. So traditionally, if y'all aren't familiar with the Canon, we've kind of all been about workspace, but we've really expanded our offering and built out a subscription-based platform for all members of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So really anyone from the entrepreneur to the investor, to the advisor, to the startup company, service provider, and even those who are just kind of curious about dipping their toe into entrepreneurship. So the companies that are presenting tonight are actually on Canon Connect, and they're ready to chat with you more following tonight's event. So if you're interested in signing up for it and figuring out how to connect with these startups and more like them, you can head to the Canon and follow the steps there. Cinevva introduces a new cloud-based web app to make video game projects without tech skills. Using AI and deep tech, Via, which is the product, walks you through the complete process of how to build a game app. And with the emergence of esports and gaming, this is a very on point topic, and it's extremely interesting. So I will turn it over to Mariana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mariana Mantin, and I'm the CEO of Cinevva. I would like to thank Dell for inviting us today and hosting, as well as the Canon. You guys are amazing. So we are building the first AI cloud platform to help creatives without technical skills build video games and interactive content for easy, without frustration. Very much like Canva has done that for non-designers, be able to build presentations, as well as Bubble to offer coding solutions for non-coders. Prior to video games, I worked over 10 years in telecommunications as a chief marketing and advertising officer. Tonight, I would also like to introduce Oleg Sidorkin, our advisor and CTO, former chief AI architect at IBM, inventor, who will be presenting tonight with me the product. Oleg has 20 years experience in game development, software development, and in the past, he has successfully exited from his own startups. He has worked on and built the next generation conversational technology, securing multi-million revenue flows for previous companies. And fun fact about him is he's really passionate about Mission Impossible project. So the desire to help democratize complex tools such as Unreal and Unity for larger audience is one of his passions. So next slide, please. So in a $159 billion gaming industry, there is no code solutions for creators who want to build video games. Less than 0.1% of the 20 of them registered on one platform or another fail and cannot finish a successful game. Most of it boils down to poor planning, fragmentation of tools, and lack of industry experience. However, both Unity and Unreal and other game dev tools were written long time ago, over 16 years, and they need a good redesign of workflows. So our solution, next slide, please, is to help Joe, which is our target customer and audience, who publishes 1 to maybe 2 video games on Steam or other platforms, to streamline and complete the game with a provided roadmap to achieve their dream product. Next slide, please. And I'll let Oleg introduce what are we building.
Thank you, Mariana. I'm very happy to do so. So game development market is dominated by 2 key players, Unity and Unreal engines. They are complex gems of software with steep learning curve. What we are doing Vio. It's a SaaS platform which works as an overlay on top of these engines, providing a simple and streamlined solution to complete project end-to-end. It organizes data in a timeline fashion, covering all steps from game idea to the final product. Such steps include concept art, character design, mood boards, sketching, gameplay, level design, organizing menus for UI, for UX. And And in the end, it's not just collecting and organizing assets in one place. It goes beyond that. It has all the components to control game development engines like Unity or Unreal to create buildable and runnable projects. Effectively, game developer can design levels, create and animate characters, control game logic in a guided way without leaving your timeline. And the secret sauce lies in our AI-powered features. Using machine learning, some statistics, image recognition, some NLP processing, we can automate routine and error-prone tasks. For end user, it works like magic. You just need to drop an image into a timeline, into a specific place, and it can understand what's inside. It can slice it, it can dice it, and map into a proper in-game asset, like tile set for levels, like character animations, like background image. So essentially, we provide well-designed building blocks to create a successful game. And our bigger goal is to grow Veo into an ecosystem. So such building blocks, such components can be contributed by community. And that's a way to scale it. So, Mariana?
We have established relationships with top gaming schools in the country, such as SMU Guildhall, Dallas, UT of Austin, University of Houston, Full Sail, to launch Veo immediately through for education purposes.
And with respect to educational domain, I'd like to add that unlike other tools you might find which provides no-code solution, we do not completely hide our end product. What we provide at the end is a well-designed, human understandable Unreal or Unity project, which allows you to learn how it works, to play with it without going deep into woods right from the beginning. And also what's important to mention is that the problem, the complexity of this tool, it's actually validated with these tools. In our interviews with both Unity and Unreal, they admitted that that's the problem. That's a growing complexity preventing them from reaching a wider audience of indie developers, and that's our audience.
Next slide. So Veo is offered as a freemium service, of course, from free to paid. Users can start projects for free, can collaborate, but to save and continue and to integrate with Unity and Unreal, and use other advanced features, they will create a free account and will start paying monthly. Indirectly, there are different variations of game development tools that exist in this pool of fragmented markets in Unreal or Unity marketplace. However, they don't offer any integrations or solutions similar to us. RTC Raft is one of them. It's a standalone planning tool, and it only works for story-based games that doesn't go beyond narrative games. So a fast-growing industry like that, especially in the last months during isolations, it proves that automation is a key instrument for us to be efficient for new and small developers to get their hands on high-tech tools. We are actively developing the private beta to be launched in a couple of weeks. We're looking into also as a next step, we'll be releasing the API into Unity Asset Store as well as into Unreal's Asset Store. This will expose our tool to over 20 million developers immediately. We have already started working with universities mentioned a little earlier. We're also looking into working with Unity Education Department as well as Global Game Jams. Our stage rollout will allow us to get to over 200,000 users total with 18,000 paying subscribers. So our team as game developers and software developers for gaming has decades of years of experience in not only video game development, but also marketing, advertising, as well as deep tech. Our advisors and members of the team and partners have extensive experience with building AI architectures, NLP, machine learning intelligence, specifically for gaming. Oleg here and Eric has successfully exited previous startups. And I have over 15 years experience in building mobile games content. Next slide. So we're looking for $750,000 in funding to cover our expenses for the next 16 months when we reach our return on investment, to start implementing those sweet AI features and components to increase our game databases, as well as assets and mechanics libraries. So Cinevva's mission is to open doors to everyone who wants to build video games and cool content, and it goes beyond 2D. With the help of the AI, we'll bridge the gap between the tech and creatives to offer real solutions to ideas to come to life. I'm welcoming any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mariana and Oleg, for your presentation. I do have one question for you, but fear not. We will be sending around a follow-up email with contact details, so I'm sure connections will be made after this pitch party. And so the question that I have for you is, how advanced of a game can you create using your software? Do you see customers being able to create games and then sell them, or is this more for internet, like private use, or internal private use, excuse me?
So with respect to game complexity, we're definitely targeting to get game released into public, not just for private use. And yes, we are providing some building blocks to build game in a guided way. In the same time, what we have as an essence, and as one of the key technology, is an ability to mix and match different components. So you can create a unique game, which crosses different genres. And just by my own experience, the most successful games are crossing different genres. They bring something new.
Well, thank you both for such an informative presentation. We appreciate your time today. Taylor, I'm going to send it back to you to wrap us up.